So hi guys, so for today's video, it will all be about how to get a quattro term or how to get a 4.0 GPA because recently I got a 4.0 GPA. I was so happy when I found out and I was just in shock.
Okay, so as I'm editing this video, I thought that I really didn't give a brief instruction about myself. So some people might be like, who even are you to give me these tips? So I'm Sam. My course is Psychology and Business Management. I'm a double degree Leocom student. And disclaimer, I don't want to brag or anything like that. I just genuinely just want to try to help other people who want to watch and want to gain some tips. And yeah, I'm not bragging, guys. I just wish you guys know that. And stay tuned till the end of the video because my very important tip is towards the end, and there will be a bonus Q&A towards the last part. So stay tuned for that.
And by the way, I study in DLSU. I've been a consistent first DL Dean's Lister, but then I've never gotten a 4.0 GPA. So this was really an accomplishment and a dream come true for me. So for today's video, it will all be about tips on how I got that 4.0 GPA that I'm willing to share with you guys so that you guys can have a great term or semester next time, whether in high school or in college. I think this is applicable, and I hope that you guys subscribe and like this video because it will really mean the world to me. So before we get started, I'm filming in my living room, so if there's any noises or whatever, I'm sorry, but I wish that you guys will continue watching. And yeah. So for my first tip that my friends and I have mentioned in our DLSU Frosh Tips 2019. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out if you're from DLSU. So this was one of our first tips is that you have to attend class. So many people cut class and stuff because I don't know, but attend class as much as you can because guys, don't waste your tuition. Tuition is so expensive. Attend class. And also here, if you like if you have to cut, only cut when it's necessary, like really necessary. So the only times that I've cut is when I need to get sleep before a test because I've been studying the whole night. So I would cut the morning class, be able to get sleep for a presentation or a test because good sleep is needed for a test. And also, I'll only cut if there's a major thing due and I'm not yet done with it. So that's the only times that I will cut. And if not, I'll really go to class. I'll push myself to go to class, get up in the morning from my condo and go to class. So the next tip is that you have to organize like the things to do for class. You can do this by getting a planner or a sort of notebook that you can just put like your to-do list for the week or for the month or for the day. So I have a bullet journal that I use and it's super beneficial for me. So find out what works for you and use that. Also, organize your files in your computer as well, like your digital files. Because for example, I organize all my files in my Google Drive, and then each term I have all the list of subjects, and then in each subjects that's where I put all the files. So when the term ends, I can easily go back to it and not be like, oh, I don't know where the file went anymore, so I can't find it. So I love to organize my files into that order. And also, this is a must because honestly, in college, teachers don't remind you as often as you want them to, or they won't even remind you because it's really like sariling kayod in college, as in. So you're really lucky if you find a teacher who cares and reminds you about the deadlines and stuff like that because some don't, and it's why you need a to-do list or a planner to sort out all your deadlines because some of my friends are like, oh my gosh, there's a deadline tomorrow, or oh my gosh, there's a test tomorrow, and they didn't know about it. So planner, guys. Okay, so I'm sorry that my hair keeps changing because guys, it's so hot. Like I'm just like forcing myself because if I put a fan, it's gonna have a sound. So, nope. And my house is super open, so it's just like the air and stuff. It's just so hot. Okay, so the next tip that I want to give you guys is that get good group mates. In college or in high school, you will be doing a lot of group works. You'll be doing a lot of group works and you will be working with a lot of people. So as much as possible, get good group mates and don't be a freeloader. Even if you get good group mates, don't be a freeloader. So what is a freeloader? It's when someone doesn't do anything in the group and
sucks.
but yeah, get good group mates that you can work with and that you can collaborate with effectively so that you'll just get to mesh well and work well together. And also, if you can't get good group mates and because like you're just the groups were chosen for you, which happened in a few of my classes, it's okay because you can still try to communicate well with them. And I really like my group mates even if we didn't get to choose them. So if you can't choose your group mates, communicate with your current group mates on the steps to take on how you can achieve your project well together. So effective communication is the key in group works. And I'm just extremely lucky because my friends who are always my group mates in the other subjects they also really care about their grades and we really work well together, which I'm really happy about. Even if we cram all the time, which I don't recommend, but even if we cram all the time, we still get the work done and good quality. So I love my friends and my group mates. Okay, so the next tip that I want to share with you guys is the main basic tip that everyone shares in these kind of videos is to study hard day by day. Study hard, work hard day by day. Okay, so what do I mean by this? It's that you want to space out your learnings, and because in college, most often than not, you'll either have some quizzes and then midterms and then finals or straight finals na lang. It depends on your course and on what you're taking, but studying day by day is like, for example, a test, because teachers schedule their tests ahead of time, so they'll tell you when the tests will be, and then if the material's not yet covered, they'll move the test. So yeah, and then what you want to do is that you, before the test, 2 to 3 weeks before, you wanna at least read the material that you need so that on the week of the test, you don't wanna cram everything because, guys, the coverage for midterms or finals are so extensive that you just can't cram it sometimes. Like, the struggle is real. So yeah, that's my advice, is that space out your learning and study day by day. So yeah. And in studying also, if you guys know the Pomodoro technique, Pomodoro. Anyway, that technique is, I'm so sorry, it's loud. So that technique is when you take breaks. So you set a timer and then you do a certain amount of work in that timer and then you take breaks. It's really important to take breaks because your mind goes into diffuse mode as it goes into focus mode. Okay, I learned this in the mind shift course that I'm taking in course era right now, and there's so much things to learn, guys. It's really good. It's a 4-week course and you guys can sign up. It's for free, I believe. I signed up for free. And yeah, in studying, you have to understand what you're learning. You can't just memorize what you're learning. I mean, memorization is also important, but I think that really understanding what you learned is equally as important as memorization. And also to better understand what you're reading or what you're learning, my friends and I, it's actually so funny when we study. We have mnemonics, or like we have something to remember it by from our experiences. So for example, we were studying our developmental psychology. So what we did to like make learning more effective was that, for example, infant and walking stages. So we would imagine ourselves like walking, like really like crawling, stuff like that. Like facilitating your learning through movement is also good. And through that, you can easily understand as well. I wish that you guys got that point, but yeah. And also, I know a lot of people that get discouraged or have no motivation to study well or study hard because, I don't know, there's just many external and internal reasons as to why. But for me, personally, why do I study hard is because I know my why. I know the goals that I set for myself, and I know I want to achieve those goals. So, how can I achieve those goals? I can do that by studying hard and taking it day by day. And really going back to knowing your why and why you're doing what you're doing, and in going back to your dreams and your goals. I think that's what makes you want to study harder. It's really helpful because you know why you want to do it and why you want to push through the grueling process of studying hard, sleeping super late just to get the material covered, and so many things just to get these high grades. But at the end of it all, why are you doing this? Why are you going through this process? So, knowing your why, knowing your goals. And also, to add to that, when I said that people were discouraged because sometimes they get a low grade and then they're discouraged not to get to study harder because they're like, I'll just get a lower grade again naman eh, so why do I have to study pa? So I think that's a negative mindset wherein I think that you have to think about a negative experience in a positive manner, or you have positive ways to think about a negative experience. For example, if you got a low grade in the previous test, or if you got low grades in the previous term or semester, you shouldn't think about it that I'll get low grades again next time. You should think about it, oh, this is a learning process for me, and this is for me to grow as a person, to learn from my mistakes. Okay. So, oh my gosh, you can see my sweat. It's so hot. I'm looking down because I have all the stuff I want to share with you guys in my notebook that my mom gave me, which just says, live boldly, push yourself, don't settle. So I write here my YouTube ideas and stuff that I want to share with you guys. So yeah. So the next tip that I want to share with you guys that really helped me this term was balancing fun and ACADS. It's so funny because this term that I got my 4.0 GPA, it's actually the term that I went out so many times before quarantine and before lockdown. There were just so many events, parties, birthdays, and stuff like that that happened and that I attended. I really got to balance fun and ACADS, which I think is really a must because you shouldn't just confine yourself to just simply ACADS, because you also need to let loose and have fun with your friends, with your family. Also balancing my time with God through YFC and through my orgs. I also had to balance that, and also through my passion, which is playing sports. So I was playing with my brother's friends basketball in the weekends, so that was really fun, and all of that I got to balance that with ACADS. So I think it's only a matter of balancing your time well, time management, and really knowing your priorities and your goals, that it shouldn't be all fun and then your ACADS are just down here. So I think that a good balance of both fun and ACADS will really help you get that 4.0 GPA. The heat is real, guys. Look at that. It's so hot. Okay, so the last tip that I want to share with you guys is you have to listen to your body and to your mental health. Super important. As a psych student, I know the importance of mental health, and you guys just can't dismiss it at all. You have to listen to your body and listen to your mental health. And when you think that it's getting way too much, your load is just incredibly heavy, do something that can lighten up that load. Your self-care habits or stuff like that. And if you guys want to know more, watch my self-love video, which I will link up here or down below. And yeah, just genuinely listening to your body and to your mental well-being is super important, because without a sound body and mind, I don't think you can get that 4.0 GPA. So take care of your body and take care of your mind. Which I think this is the best tip that I can give you guys. Scratch everything aside as long as you're healthy and you're okay. I think that's the most important thing. If you're gonna sacrifice your well-being and your health for good grades, I don't know. I think I definitely you can have a balance, but if you can't seem to find that balance and you're sacrificing your mental health and your body is just deteriorating because you want to get those high grades, I think you have to rest, take a break first. Okay, so as promised, I will be answering a question from Instagram that I asked you guys to send me. So in my videos, I want to try to incorporate a Q&A always. So the question is, what is your greatest fear and why? This is a pretty good question, and before, if you'd ask me what my greatest fear was, it would definitely be losing my loved ones or losing people that I cared about. After some careful realization and after I've given it some thought this past few months, I think that losing a loved one or losing someone that you care about is inevitable. So I gave some thought into it, and my greatest fear is losing my faith because I feel like faith is the foundation of my whole being and who I want to become in the future. And I think that if I lose my faith, I just won't have anything to look forward to, or I just will always be anxious and not in the right mindset, if that makes sense. So I think that if I lose my faith, I would totally become a different person. And faith in God, faith in myself, faith in the people around me, I think that's my greatest fear, losing faith. I hope that you guys learned a thing or two about the tips that I shared with you guys. And I'm so incredibly thankful for this opportunity that I got a 4.0 GPA. It's really a dream come true. Yeah, that's all. Okay, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it will really mean so much to me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!